All right, welcome to Sports Forensics and Picks. I'm Matthew R. Corbett. This is John Patterson, and here today we are talking about NFL Week 2. We just had NFL Week 1. Monday Night Football game is actually going on right now with the Bears and the Vikings. Caleb Williams looking good. I like that. But the big first game this week, Thursday Night Football, the Washington Commanders travel to Green Bay, Lambeau Field. Green Bay is the favorite in this game, -3.5 at home. They looked really good a few days ago against the Lions. They took care of business. They looked like a real complete football team. The Commanders sort of quietly disposed of the Giants. Nothing crazy. They stifled that sputtering offense, and that's kind of how it is. I like Green Bay at home -3.5. That's my pick. I think they look like a complete football team, and it's an exciting time to be a Packer fan. Go Pack, go! What do you think, John?
I'll take Washington big time. Not just to spite you, but the fact that Green Bay, they were favored at home against the Lions, who most all the money was on the Lions throughout the week. I mean, I actually saw some of the DraftKings stuff thanks to co-conspirator forensic guru also Landon, and in his own right he shared with me some real information that I could see that 70% of the money was going on Detroit and the over. I said, oh wow, so Detroit and the under. He goes, exactly. And so yeah, that was a real strong forensic pick there.
Mm-hmm.
But they handled them pretty well. I mean, no matter what was behind it, behind the scenes, if anything at all, Detroit did look bad, and they were made to look that way by Green Bay. And so Green Bay's at home again, yet they don't even want to favor them by 4 points or more. So I see that very, very artificially low. I'm going to take Washington. Let's just go with the points, sure. But would I be surprised if they won? No, of course not. I'd be surprised if they didn't. But it's probably safe enough just to take them on the spread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that the odds on one site here is -105. If you take the Packers, you're getting -105. So I like that. Made me think, hey, maybe a lot of people maybe the majority of the money so far is going on the Commanders, not the Redskins, because they don't exist anymore. But either way,
hang on, Matt. Hang on, Matt. Let me say something to that because I didn't see that.
oh,
But if you're telling me that the money's going on the 3.5, and are they making it more attractive to take the points or less attractive?
they're making it more attractive to take the favorite, Green Bay.
Oh, okay. Then that helps, because if they were making it more attractive for you to want to take, meaning say +3.5, +105, then I'd be more inclined to take the home team. But it sounds like there's a lot of money coming on Green Bay. It may end up going to 4, but then it would probably end up settling back at 3.5, possibly even 3 -120 by Sunday.
Interesting. Either way, it's a short week for both teams, and these Thursday night games, they used to be absolutely unpredictable. So we'll see how two pretty good football teams handle each other on Thursday night.
Give me Washington.
First Sunday game then is the Giants and the Cowboys that I want to discuss. Giants are +6 on the road. Cowboys -6. Cowboys look pretty good actually against the Eagles. Dak Prescott looked good. I thought they fared a lot better than I thought they would. On the other side, the Giants that offense can't get anything going. I do love the Giants defense, but is that enough? I mean, can they put the points on the board? I hate to do this, but I got to be the guy that takes the Giants again, plus the 6. Oh man.
Once bitten, twice shy. I watched that game, and I was really pro New York, even possibly to upset in week 1. Russell Wilson in the big market, they got to sell tickets, so why the hell not? Yeah, I was wrong on that. I didn't really play too much into it, but I certainly went on record saying I like them. But I can't not again. Russell Wilson, he's even slower than I remember him. And Dallas, they now have, they've got a legitimate 1-2 combo for Dak in the wide receiver spot. Still got a serviceable tight end. They were moving the defensive line, and so I think that Javonte should actually have some good room to run. They were passing the ball to him, and like you said, Dak looked real good. So I'll lay those points.
Mm-hmm. I just don't think the Giants are going to lay a goose egg. Well, not a goose egg, but when they have 6 points, they can't have that bad of a week twice. All they got to do is get a couple touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, maybe a field goal or two, and they should be able to cover that spread because that defense is going to keep Dallas's offense down, I believe. But I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see. Next,
Matt, I'll say this: if this game were like on a Thursday night or a Monday night, I would totally be on your side of that because I know that there should be more money on Dallas on this.
Right.
But the fact that it's part of a full slate doesn't really scare me. I don't see that.
I see. Yeah, it's going to get kind of lost, and no one's really, it kind of makes sense. One of those games where Dallas could just kind of quietly take care of business, and yeah, when no one really thinks about it, it just gets forgotten. It is the big divisional matchup, but usually to see this divisional matchup at this time slot, it tells you a lot about where these two teams have been in the last few years. That this is the scheduled time slot that this game gets. Interesting.
Good take.
Yeah. Anyway, the Bills. I'm wearing the Thurman Thomas jersey today because Josh Allen has eclipsed Thurman Thomas's record. Very exciting stuff. The Bills -7 at the New York Jets. The Jets look good against the Steelers to an extent. Justin Fields played really well. I was shocked at how good he looked. I haven't been his biggest supporter in the past, but he's proved me wrong week 1, so that's a start. But the Bills, this line has moved. So I noticed this line seemed to open at 7.5, and now it's down to 7. So, take it with a grain of salt. I am going to take the Bills though, minus the 7 in this game. I think that that Jets offense might have been. It was buzzing, but can you keep up with the Bills? Man, it's a tough one, but I have to go with the Bills this week.
The fact that it started at 7.5 and went down to 7, I'll totally sell on the Bills. I'll buy on the Jets. Both ways. Again, week 2, week 3, those are also big survivor, bet weeks. So I could see Buffalo just losing outright this week. But you're very strong with the points here, I think.
Never know what's going to happen. The Niners of San Francisco -4.5 at the Nolans Saints. Oh, Rattler got things cooking a little bit. And Nolans, I don't know, man. They didn't look that good. We didn't think they were going to look good. We really don't know how good Arizona is yet. That's kind of one of the things of week 1. But the Niners came back and beat my Seahawks, last week. So that was a tough pill to swallow. Late touchdown. So I was on the Seahawks. You understand?
Yes, you are. They were the pick of the week.
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were. But I there's no way I could bet logically. Throw the forensics out of it. They lost Kittle for a few weeks, and Purdy might not even go this week. So it's too early to tell. But early money is usually good money. So I'll put that on the Saints.
All right. I'm steering clear of that one then. The Jags and the Bengals. The Jags +3.5 on the road. The Bengals -3.5. The Bengals, man, it's another week 1 dud for them, really. It happened a year ago against the Pats. It happened well, they still won the game, but Joe Burrow with 112 passing yards or something. Myles Garrett was coming after him. The Bengals offensive line is terrible. I don't know. I like the Jags plus the 3.5 in this game. Right now I'm showing the Bengals in one sports book -3.5 -102.
Well, I'm going with the Bengals, and remember last week my bet of the week on the points. I told you to take the Browns, and what an unsexy pick that was. And I also said that I expect them to lose. So I was 100% all in the middle, and that came in. So Burrow, you don't think about. I don't think people are wise to think about what an egg Burrow laid. I think that was by design. They still won the game, and so I think that they'll go out there. I think it's a legitimate test. Even the Jags looked a whole lot better. We did see Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball, but Trevor Lawrence was the big story there. He looked very mobile. He looked confident, his arm strong. But I think that the highest paid wide receiver tandem that put up a total of 59 yards is going to blow up next week. So give me the Bengals.
Definitely could. Yeah, absolutely. The Cleveland Browns, the Baltimore Ravens, the Browns. Whoa, the Browns. I was showing that this line has moved from 11.5 to 12.5. Browns plus 12.5 now in Baltimore. Baltimore minus 12.5. What do you think about that line movement, John?
Oh no, it's perfect. It's a bettor's line. I remember last year the same matchup. It started at 10. And I saw it go down early to 8.5. I said, you know what? Don't just take the points. The Browns are going to money line. They're going to win this game. Actually, the Ravens. They get the Ravens, right? Yeah, and they beat the Ravens.
The Raiders.
But I predicted that up front, the upset. So I wasn't upset at all. And yes, I bet it too. I did it up points and money line. But remember, that started at 10 and went downward early. This one's starting at what, 11.5, and it's already gone up a point. See how that works? I'm laying those points this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So you're on the Ravens?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Rams minus 5.5 at the Titans plus the 5.5. Yeah, I mean, the Rams look great. This was one of my best picks last week. A really low scoring game. I had the Rams to cover. They did. I had the score predicted as 17-13, 14-9 was the score, I believe. So we killed that. And you were thought, hey, the Titans are probably going to cover. They might even beat the Broncos. And I was going to Broncos, and they look pretty good. So this week I'm actually going to take the Titans plus those points at home. So I think they can. I don't think they'll win the game, but I think it'll be a tight game.
I like the points on that too.
Cool. Awesome. Seahawks +3, my darling. Steelers, my other darling of last week. Steelers -3 at home. Do I go with the Steelers twice in a row? I think I do here. I can't see the Seahawks going into Pittsburgh and winning that game, or even covering that spread. No way. I'm on the Steelers.
Steelers are only favored by 3 at home. 41 points they put up in game 1 with Rodgers and their defense. Yeah, I see a lot of money on that Steeler team this week. A ton, probably 8 or 9 to 1.
Right? That's a crazy line. I mean, it should be 6.5 probably.
No, but well, yeah, sure. Although no, I would say 7.5 or 8.5 for me to want to bet Pittsburgh. The fact that it's 3, they're not even getting full home field advantage against a team that lost and they had won and looked so convincing. Yeah, there's going to be too much money on the Steelers. They won't see a penny of mine. I'm going to win on the other side.
Wow. That's a great take, John. The Patriots and the Dolphins, 2 teams that did not look very good. You had the Raiders to beat the Patriots on the East Coast, and that came to fruition. Great pick there. The Dolphins, on the other hand, I did have the Dolphins against the Colts, and they didn't show up at all. So that was troubling. And I can't take them this week because of that first week 1 performance. So I guess we're on the Patriots plus 1.5 on the road against Tagovailoa.
I think you're safe there. And you know what I liked? I liked seeing, for someone who didn't play in any preseason games and basically was even just questionable to even play week 1, we saw a nice little connection. I believe 6 completions between May and Diggs. So that was pretty cool. So I expect them to build on that. I expect the Hunter Henrys of the world to keep the defenses off, honest, but they still showed something even in defeat, which we predicted, but that was more of a function of the fact that the Raiders were playing on the East Coast. They always win on the East Coast, as I said, and they did, but I can't look into that. The Raiders could fall flat quick, but they still got a healthy Max Crosby. That team's good. And Ginty didn't even have that great. It was like averaging 2 yards a carry, but every time they were purposeful yards. So that tells me that they had a real good scheme working with Pete Carroll as well. So I'm bullish in general on the Raiders going forward, but not this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think if we started talking about the Raiders here.
But give me the give me the Patriots. What I'm saying is, it had nothing to do with the Patriots being a worse team than the Raiders. It
Right.
had everything to do with the fact that that wasn't their week to win.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Heard and agreed. The Panthers +6.5. They look like trash against the Cardinals, who they looked all right. I mean, I thought they were going to run up the score a little bit more. They didn't against the Saints, but the Panthers couldn't get anything going against the Jags. I mean, the Jags offense. I mean, if not now, when for Trevor Lawrence and those receivers and everything to come together. But +6.5. I think a lot of people are going to be taking the Cardinals here. I think we got to jump on the Panthers. That's what I'm going to do.
I couldn't take the Panthers. It's 6.5 now. Arizona's laying 6.5 on the road, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
No, Arizona's home.
6.5 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Arizona's not the type of team that wins or loses in those 6.5 point spreads. It's either the underdog, wins outright, or it's a home team blowout.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona just has way too much talent, and I think that I think that Carolina traded away their best offensive weapon in Thielen. Yeah, Adam Thielen, I thought, was their best offensive player. And what they did was there was a decent training camp from Hunter Renfrow, and so they cut Hunter Renfrow and then immediately try to buddy up to Minnesota to get Minnesota to want to grab Thielen back and what will probably be his last season. So they do that and they immediately re-sign Hunter Renfrow, and he was in most of the snaps. It was really kind of cool how that happened. But they did trade away their best weapon, and until they show me something more permanent week after week, I'm just going to make it a point to just go against them every week until I know that it's a live play in my sense.
Right. I mean, to me, it just seems like too easy of a pick because obviously, I mean, with the Panthers scored like 4 points or something this week, it was atrocious. So I don't know. It's one of those things where you just got to kind of, against the spread, baby. Broncos Colts. Broncos at the Colts. The Broncos are a road favorite, -2.5 in Indianapolis. Daniel Jones, who I don't know if he could even take a snap as a Giant quarterback, but all of a sudden he comes to Indy and he's playing ball. So it's exciting, but Denver's my team. I like Denver to take care of business on the road.
I watched both of those games, and I tell you what, that Denver defense, I think, is from what I saw in week 1, I think they're the best defense in the league. They were so fast, and Cam Ward actually impressed me. He really did, and through all that. So when they start going against some lighter defenses, I think that the Titans really are going to be a good play, but Denver was just too good. And we actually might see someone like Daniel Jones go out with a concussion early just because of his playing style, because Denver had 6 guys in the backfield within a couple of seconds on the regular this weekend. And the fact that the game was still a game late into the third is a testament to Cam Ward and what they're doing in Tennessee. But yeah, Denver just had them outclassed, and I like Bo Nix's composure and confidence, and also his arm. That team's definitely going up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Colts. I mean, Daniel Jones. We'll see. I mean, it could be a bad week. It could be a couple interception week for him, no question.
He could blow up again. He shocked everybody in week 1, but I don't think he's going to shock anyone in week 2 because they're going to be keying on him.
Yeah, well, that defense is just too good to let this. I mean, the Dolphins' defense was terrible. They couldn't get pressure. They couldn't do anything. So this game's interesting. The Eagles and the Chiefs. Eagles -1.5 on the road. KC. Both teams, a little bit longer to rest. Because they played on Thursday and Friday respectively. I don't know. What do you think about this one, John?
Oh, this is to me, this will probably be, it's almost so easy that I probably won't make it one of my 2 picks this weekend, because it's a Super Bowl winner against a Super Bowl loser, and the loser always gets the retribution to kind of close the chapter on the fact that they choked it in the biggest game of the year. Mm-hmm. And so when they do match up like that, it's usually the loser that comes ahead. Mm-hmm. Plus, it's still so early in the year that it really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and can you see the Chiefs going 0-2?
I'm sorry?
can you see the Chiefs going 0-2? You know what I mean? And like,
No. Well, I could see them going 0-5 if we're all real. I mean, especially they're definitely not going to win the West. They're not even close. I think there's two teams already that are better than them, and that's San Diego and Denver.
Yeah.
So, and they just lose a third play of the game, dislocated shoulder. They lose their best receiver. It's just so funny when Hollywood Brown comes off and gets 10 catches. From what would be like 5 deep on a normal Chiefs receiving core. Yeah, they got issues.
Hollywood, baby. Hollywood Brown. Tampa Bay, Houston. Tampa Bay +2.5 at Houston. Houston at home -2.5. They struggled. The offensive line struggled. But I think I want to jump on Houston this week because it is what? It's one of the Monday Night Football games back in Houston. Baker Mayfield didn't look as good, in my opinion, as he has. I mean, he's still an absolute baller. I'm sure it was just a rough game. But I think that Texan defense is going to give that Tampa Bay offense problems. And I think Tampa's defense is not necessarily good enough to handle, Stroud, because I think Stroud can get the ball moving in this game. So I like Houston at home, -2.5.
I'd see for the same reason. They're -2.5. I don't like them at home. I think they're going to get upset. I think Tampa Bay's. I actually think that Mayfield's a better quarterback, and I think he's got better weapons, and he's got a better running game. We can't say, oh, Chubb got 60 yards rushing. He's arrived. Now that team's got issues. I mean, they couldn't do anything on the Rams. Their defense is really good. But Baker was on the Rams. He put up 51 points in his first game for them. He knows the way that team schemes too. So I think that Mayfield's going to be a much more impactful player than anyone in this game. And by virtue of that, I'll take them to win.
Good take. Yeah, Baker's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's certainly better than Stroud. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks. I just think Houston this week. And then Chargers of San Diego, not LA. Sorry, opposite. The Chargers, maybe -3.5 on the road. Raiders, Vegas. Monday Night Football Part 2. You on your Chargers this week?
No, you never go against the Raiders on Monday Night Football against the Chargers. I'm not sure the Chargers have ever beaten them, maybe once in the last 20 years on Monday Night Football, but they're a regular Monday Night Football matchup. It's just that the Raiders never lose.
That means they're due.
No, you never try to guess the exception. You play the rule, you never try to guess the exception. I could give you too many examples, including 9 losses in a row, trying to predict the next win for a team. And that was almost 30 years ago, but a very valuable lesson.
Heard. Well, any other thoughts? I know we got the other 2 games. The Bears are playing right now, and the Vikings are playing. So those games, we don't know the exact line yet, but
Lions and Vikings and Bears.
Oh my!
Oh my! I don't care about any of those games. But once I see lines on them, then I'll probably have something to say about it, or even think.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, that wraps up this week. You got anything else?
No. It's maybe on Saturday, I guess we'll be putting out our 2-pick video. So keep an eye out for that. And that's always going to be a good thing because when you hear so many picks that people are playing, you got 7 right, you missed 4. I lost my 11-game parlay 4 times. First of all, congratulations on getting 7 of those 11 correct. But we try to focus on our easiest money plays when we do that. So definitely look for that bit as well.
Yeah, it's the Forensic Super Pick, where we each pick 2 games. We pick a money line dog to win, and we pick a game against the spreads. So you could parlay it with 4 if you want to throw some money at the bookies. But one of these days we're going to hit.
Hey, I got my 2.
Yeah, he came through with his 2 last week, but that video is going to be short. It comes out on Saturdays. All right, John, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. Have a great week, and we'll be in touch, of course, to continue talking football.
Sounds good.
All right, bye, guys. Thanks. Subscribe.